Hello. It's a brand new day. It's Logsan here again, and I'm welcoming you to watch our video here today. I hope you subscribe there and like us this after video. And I'm sure, don't subscribe yet. I'm sure you subscribe and like after you see what we have brought you today. And here today, I'm going to give you something new, something brand new, and it's from us. Amazing what you can see here. Just can never believe scientists grow plants in lunar soil. For those who don't know lunar soil is the soil from the moon there. Scientists have been able to plant trees in the moon. Just can't you believe it? In the moon. I hope every one of you has a dream that one day he can walk onto the moon, but I'm sure it's pretty expensive and Elon Musk can do it for now. But hope you also will do one day. But as another step that scientists have taken is to grow plant on the lunar soils, which is an amazing step, making sure that it's proper for survival. Make sure when they grow plant, they make available for oxygen. As you know, I'm pretty sure you've studied about it. You know, the oxygen help us to live, the plants help us to get food. So here today, I'm going to bring you something brand new, something update on the NASA. And if you want to see more of the updates about NASA, please subscribe on the down button there. And also, I would like your comment for more content on what you want to see. So today here, scientists grow plants in lunar soil. As you can see, NASA funded study breaks new ground in ground in plant research. In the early days of space age, the Apollo astronauts took part in a visionary plan, bringing samples of lunar surface material known as rigorous back to Earth, where they could be studied with state-of-the-art equipment and saved for future research not yet imagined. 50 years later, at the dawn of Artemis era, at the next astronauts return to the moon, three of those samples have been used successfully grow plants. For the first time ever, researchers have grown the hardy and well-studied Arabidopsis thaliana in the nutrient-poor lunar rigor reef. It took like 50 years. They say it's pretty not very easy. So let's just congratulate to our scientists, very several scientists, NASA. They are doing a very great job here. So this research is critical to NASA's long-term human exploration goals, as well we will need to use resources found on the moon and Mars to develop food resources for future astronauts living in operating deep space, said NASA Administrator Bill Nelson. This fundamental plant growth research is also a key example of how NASA is working to unlock agriculture innovation that could help us understand how plants might overcome stressful conditions in food scarce areas here on Earth. So, this project also doesn't only help plants grow on other planets, but to also help on in our planets in areas where like deserts, where how plants can survive growth in such areas. As you can see, they have grown Legoris, which is a very poor type of soil. So I hope they succeed. Scientists at the University of Florida have made a breakthrough discovery decades in the making that could both enable space exploration and benefit humanity. Here we are 50 years later completing experiments that were started back in the Apollo lab, said Robert Feller, a professor in the horticulture science department at the University of Florida, Gainesville, and a communicating author on a paper published on May 12, 2022 in Communications Biology. We first asked the question of whether plants can grow in Legoris, and the second, how might that one day help humans have an extended stay on the moon? The answer to the first question is a resounding yes. Plants can grow in lunar regories. They are not as robust as plant grows in Earth soil or even as those in control group grown in a lunar simulant made from volcanic ash, but they did indeed grow, and by studying how the plants responded in the lunar example, the team hope go on to answer the second question as well, paving the way for the future astronauts to someday grow more nutrient-rich plants on moon and thrive in deep space. So the answer is yes, that plants can grow on the moon, but they don't nourish like here how they can grow on Earth. But I hope one day it will be a big yes, even a full yes to I hope one day plants will go. Just keep faith on our NASA and they can do upgrade the work. To explore further and to learn about the solar system we live in, we need to take advantage of what's on the moon so we don't have to take all of it with us, said Jacob Breacher, the chief exploration chief supporting NASA's Artemis program at NASA headquarters in Washington. Breacher points out that this is also why NASA is sending robotic missions to the moon's south pole, where it's believed there may be water that can be used by future astronauts. I hope that's one of the key points that every one of you here is interested to know. NASA has been sending robotics to check on the South Pole where they believe there can be water. And if there is water, if there is a plant, I'm sure survival is a bit. I'm not sure about the gravity will be like flying and not walking. Let's see what will happen. Let's see if it will on us. I cannot comment on that. We don't know. Maybe. Let's continue. Mhm. Oh, what's more, growing plant is the kind of thing we'll study when we go. So these studies on the ground lay the path to expand that research by the humans on the moon. About the plant, Arabidopsis thaliana, native to Eurasia and Africa, is a relative mustard green that other cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts. It also plays a key role for scientists due to small size and ease of growth. It is one of the most studied plants in the world, used as a model organism for research into all areas of plant biology. As such, scientists all know that its genes look like, how it behaves in different circumstances, even if it's grown in space. I'm sure people asked what type of plant is this? Maybe why couldn't they grow maize? Maybe something which everyone knows, maybe something that we can feel on, and they grow a plant that's even its name's a bit hard for me, even though I've been practiced it for a long time now. Yeah, the reason is that's a plant which is a well-known and most studied plant in the world. That's why the scientists have taken it as a reference. Not that they can never grow other plants, but they have taken it because it's the most studied. So they believe when they have the answers on the plant, they believe they can have a wider view on what they can do, on what they can do next, on what. Let's leave it to the know, to the people know, to know better. For we who don't know, let's stay behind and just watch on what they can do. Let's continue. To grow the Arabidopsis, the team used samples collected on the Apollo 11, 12, and 17 missions, which only a gram of rigorous are rated for each plant. The team added water and then seeds to the samples. They put the trays into terrarium boxes in a clean room, and nutrient solution was added daily. And that was the procedure on how they grew, just like how other plants. The soils which are collected, a gram of rigorous allotted for each plant. The team added water and then seeds to the samples. They then put the trays into terrarium boxes in a clean room. A nutrient solution was added daily. After 2 days, they started to sprout, said Anna Risapo, one who is also a professor in horticulture sciences at the University of Florida and who is the first author on the paper. Everything sprouted. I can't tell you how astonished we were. Every plant, whether in a lunar sample or in a control, looked the same up until about day 6. A moment of silence. The growth was a bit the same. That's according to our scientist here, Anna Risapo. Every plant tracer in a lunar sample in control looked the same up until about day 6. After day 6, however, it was clear that the plants were not as robust as the control group plants growing in volcanic ash, and the plants were growing differently depending on which type of sample they were in. The plant grew more slowly and had stunted fruits. Additionally, some had stunted leaves and spotted reddish pigmentation. After 20 days, just before the plants started to flower, the team harvested the plants, ground them up, and studied the RNA. In a biological system, genes are decoded in multiple steps. First, the genes or DNA are transcribed into RNA. Then RNA is translated into a protein sequence. These proteins are responsible for carrying out many of the biological processes in a living organism. Sequencing the RNA revealed the patterns of genes that were expressed, which showed that the plants were indeed under stress and had reacted the way the researchers have seen Arabidopsis responded to growth in other harsh environments, such as when the soil has too much salt or heavy metals. Additionally, the plants reacted differently depending on which sample each collected from different areas on the moon was used. Plants grow in Apollo 11 samples are not as robust as those other two sets. Nonetheless, the plant did grow. This research opens door not only to someday growing plants in habitats on the moon, but a wide range of additional questions. When understanding which genes plants need to adjust to grow in Legos help us to understand how to reduce the stressful nature of the lunar soil. Are materials from different areas on the moon more conducive to growing plants than others? Because studying lunar allegories help us understand more about Mars allegories and potentially growing plants in materials as well. All of these are questions that team hopes to study next. In support of the future astronauts traveling to the moon, not only is it pleasing for us to have plants around us, especially as we venture to new destinations in space, but they could provide supplemental nutrition to our diets and enable future human exploration, said Shamira Bhattacharya, program scientist with NASA's Biological and Physical Sciences BPS division. Plants are what enable us to be explorers. This research is a part of Apollo Next Generation Sample Analysis Program, or ANGSA, an effort to study the samples returned from the Apollo program in advance of the upcoming Artemis missions to the Moon's South Pole. BPS helps support this work, which also supports other fundamental plant research, including veg, ponds, and advanced plant habitats. So those who don't know about BPS is the NASA Biological and Physical Sciences Division pioneer scientific discovering and enables exploration by using space environments to conduct investigation not possible on Earth, studying biological and physical phenomena under extreme conditions, allow researchers to advance the fundamental scientific knowledge required to go further and stay longer in space while also benefiting life on Earth. So that's what NASA has done so far about growing plants, and also it's a successful mission at the end. As we humans have been striving to go outside space, as you can say, they have been striving to finding new destination on space, and I hope this research would be a perfect one, as it would help us not only find new destination but also maybe live some there. As you can see, the moon. It's believed there is water. It's also plant can grow, and I believe that one day we'll be able to meet or and combine all those sources so that for our survival to sustain life on the moon, as we the population increase, so we need the moon, we need other grounds, we need Mars, and that's something we cannot all deny. I hope you have subscribed after you have seen our content, and I hope you leave down the comment there so that we can get more of the details. Your support is our growth, your support is our growth. You subscribe, you also put a comment there down on what we can do on our limitation. Maybe we can pour up and meet your demand. Thank you.